I had to wait until the Scorpio moon passed, because what the fuck was that, right? What the fuck was that? Welcome to July 6th. Like I said, guys, I was going to do the daily portal reads because they're extremely important. Had yet another bit of a curveball morning, but, you know, without over harping on too much of what was going on, it was just like, you know, in partnership, I was realizing could be another big thing, like a big message of like divine masculine energy at this time. Like I noticed, like under the Scorpio full moon, like could have been used to like some of the hidden sort of suppressed emotional like development that's going on with the masculine frequency. Oh, pre-message, we'll make sure to pay attention to that. Which one? This one? Getting a pre-message from anything else? Okay, so we got a pre-message out from Max the cat. Just pick these 3 cards, okay? And so that's kind of what I was just saying, is like, I was like letting the moon move into Sagittarius so that we can have a little bit lighter of a frequency, because the Scorpio moon, I feel like kind of gave like stinger frequencies. And yeah, so I do just feel like a big part of, I guess, what Max wanted to bring up is we've got this 6 of Swords, Judgment, High Priestess. So, not to be that bitch, don't want to get too heavy on the pre-shuffle message, but something that I'm noticing in this, I don't look, I'm not trying to be like this remonger, but it's giving like the High Priestess is very clear and aware that, like, do you notice how these people are being rode, like, look, it's like the splitting of the world. So it's like right now, I think me and my husband, we're kind of like going to this frequency where it's like sort of this, if you're isolated in surrender type of frequency, this is Max's message. If you're like isolated in surrender right now, we're about to see like through the end of this Sirius portal where like I think a bunch of people walked themselves to the same grid, because look how these people all are like in the ocean. Like these are all the people whose bodies are at the bottom of the ocean. Do you get what I'm saying? So kind of what I was getting there is like a little bit of a message that's like there's 2 realities at this time that this seer, which would be kind of like my frequency, is trying to let you know. So like yesterday it was in 5 of Swords, it was 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords when we started the message, right? And now it's like today we woke up and it's like I kind of feel like I'm still 6 of Swords, like I'm still surrendering, being moved to calmer shores. But I feel like today is the day that we're gonna understand, like if you feel like, if like for me, right, like if it's like damn, like ain't nothing moving forward, what's going on, I think today, judgment wise, is going to be one of those days where we see sort of why there was like spiritual protection, because I feel like there's 2 types of people. This path, right, which is more 5th dimensional, has spiritual protection, meaning like spirits got you because they're guiding you away from this. And then there's people who like flew right into this, right? And this is what I'm just, not to be like whatever, but it's kind of, not to bring up fucking vampires again, but it's kind of like all of these people were at the bottom of the ocean. These are people who like need resurrection. Like I don't want to be whatever, but I am kind of getting that there are people of a certain vibration that are flocking to a certain region. Like they're all getting aligned in one place. And I think if you are someone who thinks that like, oh, I didn't get aligned there, you might have thought it was a bad thing, but I think you're about to get evidence today as to why like group thought isn't the thing. Because I feel like I've been talking a lot in the Sirius portal about like what's the best thing for you, and I think a lot of people think they have a lot more time, and I'm really sorry to say this to you. Like I already told you guys, you're not gonna have the summer you thought you were gonna have, because I don't think you understand what certain things, like I think, you know, and I'm holding space for a lot of people right now, because I think like, you know, my warnings can be one thing, but if you think that at this point in the cosmology that you're gonna be able to like soft launch into your ascension, it's not gonna happen. Because I have a feeling today, not to, no shade no tea, or like the current now iteration of today, like take this loosely, like the energy is about to start showing people, like, because where people are getting aligned to and like where you're at this time, there's going to be certain people that are going to be realizing like, oh shit, we got aligned to something where like something judgment is happening, right? The cataclysmic, this is where people are like, we we'll die if something doesn't come save us. This is very similar to like Texas floods, right? The people who are able to like swim in the flood water and are like chill, and then the people that are like actually like it was their karma to like die or be hurt or get like their house swept away or like something negative, right? So I just get a lot of that energy. Like Max pulled this out, and Max was like, Alexis, I need you to be the high priestess, and I need you to see this coming. So I'm gonna drop in a little bit deeper, because like I said, I went through the Scorpio moon. It was like making me like, I think the thing that I was dealing with, and like I kind of got hurt a little bit under the Scorpio moon, and I think the thing that was hurting me was kind of that same message of like, are you thinking about what's best for you? Or like, are we talking about general objective shit right now? Or are we really like deeply rooting like, I need to be aligned to where I should be at this time, right? Because I just think that this is yeah. And I think that's what I'm saying is like, you know, you really want to check in with what you're truly like deeply connected to, because I am just having a feeling that this judgment is like the third dimension right now, and those types of thematics are going to start popping out. And then there's like the Six of Swords, like the people who it's going to be really physical. But I think the thing that's like painful about today is like, you're going to see it. Like this is like the type of global news, like, oh shit, like more shit like that, like more like headline type shit, like, oh, all these people, this happened, or oh, it's like shit like that. It's like what I'm getting. Take it as it resonates. So let's just keep going a little deeper and see what's up. Right. This is where it switches. Like today, this couldn't be more clear, right? These are the exact same frequencies. There is something happening today. I'm gonna take my spiritual authority and say this. There is something happening today where we will collectively know that one path leads you to being locked out, right? And the other path leads you to being like equally give and take, right? And so I know for you girls who are doing like me and who have surrendered to a hyper local summer, trust and believe, I think you're going to be like, this is the type of thing. It's like, oh shitski, thank God, because it's the type of shit that's like you get locked out the country type shit. Like it's like the type of shit where it's like something happens with this judgment energy where it's like, are you, because this is what I tried to tell y'all. Remember when I was making my little rant about how y'all be ripping and running, like people with their free income or with their disposable time or with their like whatever, like when we were like making in the age of Pisces, when it was like, oh, just like make your life up and just like go do what you want to do, like go on that vacation, go do that shit. I always move with the grounded awareness. Is like, if I'm going to enact anything, if I'm even going to go hang out at a bar, like you have to really ask yourself, like, would this be the place that I would want to be at if something happened like negatively? Because I'm getting right now, this is the 2020 frequencies that I remember telling y'all about that y'all ignored, right? Like part of the things that changed, like I didn't go to the movie theater. We didn't go to the movie theater for like 5 years, literally. After 2020, certain stuff like that, just because like the thought to me was like, you know, if something negative had happened in the situation that I really like, this is, okay, let me just tell you what the metaphor they're giving me. It's like, you know, when you're like, oh yeah, I'll go out with some acquaintances, right? This is literally what they're telling me. It's like, you're like, all right, I'll agree to go out with some acquaintances. Because maybe you guys are like, oh, let's go out, let's go to the club or whatever, right? But and these are people you know, but they're not people you would like die for, okay? Great. Well, when you go out, imagine that something rather cataclysmic, not even cataclysmic, but something that really makes you have to assess, like, was this true for me? Something that's going to make you reflect on that. Okay, then. Something's going to make you reflect on, like, was this true for me? Takes place, right? Let's say, like, you're at a bar or whatever, someone gets pulled over, right? And now you got to deal with that. And you're like, it's the type of thing where, like, what I'm feeling happening today will make you be like, why the fuck did I come do this? It's literally that kind of frequency. And so like me and my husband, we're all in our feelings because because listen, what I just went through was painful. Like what I just went through was like the Scorpio stinger, but like, I'm in the comfort of my own home, talked about it, calmed it down, I'm good. But what I'm getting is like, I can't imagine going through the same astrology and it being dredged up, but then I'm like out in public or something, or I'm like somewhere like if I was like in Bora Bora right now, like again, the astrology right now, this is like, so I try to tell you guys, when I was talking about like kids and stuff, and then you think I'm joking, but like some of this stuff that you guys are just business as usual, like you really don't want to be doing business as usual. Like you really don't want to be doing that, because Max pulled this message, and I wasn't even, you know, I told her, I was like, I feel like I need to give a message, I feel like I need to give a PSA, I feel like I need to give a PSA. I don't know if you take me very seriously, but if you do and you get this message and something in your spirit is telling you like, I know I'm not doing something I really want to be doing, I'm just telling you right now, doing something obligatory that you don't, something, or even doing the cognitive dissonance thing, meaning like you're actually going to go do something you don't want to do genuinely, has a massive consequence waiting right now. right? Remember when I told you guys, if you're ruled by fear right now, you are about to get aligned to all the people that are under fear's jurisdiction. Because Six of Swords is people who are moving on love, which means I can release my ego. It's okay. Because today I had to remind my husband, I had to remind myself, it's like, well, wherever we stand is in alignment, because we do so much work on alignment. Like, we can tell based on our physical vessels, like, we're healthy, we're the best we've ever been, we're feeling aligned. And so, yes, we might just be at the house safe, but I keep feeling in my spirit, it's like, Alexis, you're about to see why it's way better to be sitting on an air mattress right now, technically homeless, than where some of these people are about to be. Because some people, it's like there's a locked out frequency that's about to hit today. I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even kidding you. And it's like the people, it's like, look, it's like immediately the people who let fear determine their actions because they couldn't like tell the truth about how much they've transformed or how much they've changed, right? Because that's what that Scorpio thing gave. It's like, it was hard either way. Like, we still got the Scorpio moon stinger, but it was great because all we had to do, like, immediately, like, it was like lies come out of us and it's like, okay, fine, that's not even honestly our integrity, but immediately it helped us like attune to our truth. It was like, actually, wait, I don't even mean that, you know, because I've transformed out of my thinking 11-11. Okay, the Judgment card is giving me like, if you are right somewhere right now where fear got you to go there, I want to give you as much of a warning as I say. This astrology, Uranus going into Gemini, I just want you to understand, you're going to be asked to like go through judgment with these people, with this environment. So just be very, very, very aware of that. Seriously, because I'm not in the apocalypse frequency. A lot of you bitches are though, and the way you get there is by having fear be the biggest thing that motivates where you go. And this is like a huge relief for us, because I feel like we were over here like judging and but this is like Max literally told us while you were like getting whatever. It's like, this is like scary. This would be scary. That's what I'm saying. This is like, I didn't even want to go out that night, but I went out with these guys and somebody like shot up the place. I'm not even shitting you bitches. I am not even shitting you bitches right now. Because you're about to see the wheel turn for me, right? Like, you've been watching me for months, like, oh, she's so down bad, but we're still up, she don't got no money, what? Whole time it was God's protection, because if I had money, I'd be out of here. I wouldn't even be staying home, I wouldn't be stationary. So I know there's a reason why me and Dennis are like literally being like strict of all things, and like, it's like, don't leave the house. Don't leave the alignment. Like, right now I'm like with people who really love me unconditionally, so it's like, don't leave that. Because right now, while this separation of the world is about, because I feel like it's hitting Malkut right now. This frequency, people are going to be like, holy shit. Not only did the pits of judgment just open up, but I'm like locked out. I have a feeling that this is something that money can't get you out of. It's like, you could be the richest person in the world, but what happens when a school shooter like pulls up? It's like that. It's like, you know, even your private jet couldn't fly you out of this country fast enough to like get away from this win. I don't know if you guys know about like what happens every time Uranus goes into Gemini, but it's world wars. So just imagine at this time if world wars were declared and you're not even at the house. Like, you're like everywhere but the girl, like type of shit. You guys think this is a joke? Anyways. And then the bitches who are doing what me and Dennis are doing, you're just about to, you see what I'm saying? 6-6, right? You're in the love frequency. You are truly in the partnership. You are in union with spirit, so spirit's about to give to you. It's really about to switch today. It's really going to switch today. I really feel, I'm sorry, at 13 minutes in, it's like I didn't even like know this. This is like, I'm just getting like, I mean, of course, we've been talking, astrology's been telling y'all this. It's not like we're here to repeat the past, but I do feel like some of these collapses that I told you guys, I said some of you guys are going to get aligned to shit just because you're actually still, you don't know this, but you're still like moving from fear. Like, you're still, fear ruled your decision. Like, even if it's just like, my job wants me to go do this and I really don't want to go do it. This would have been the time to be like, I don't want to go do it. I'm not going to. Like, it doesn't matter, because you're about to get the awareness after this judgment experience that like no amount of money would have been worth what I just went through. I'm so dead ass right now. I am so dead ass right now. I'm trying to warn you bitches as soon as I can. Be very close to your spirit guides right now. And take cover, because it's, again, if you thought 2020 was bad and they locked up all the borders, you couldn't fly nowhere, you couldn't go nowhere, I just don't want some of y'all to be stuck long term, because it's even worse this time. This is like indiscriminately taking you out type of shit. Like, you don't, if you're just ruled by fear, like, I don't feel like the spirits that are reclaiming Earth, Mother Earth right now, are gonna give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? They're not. It's like when a hurricane hits a certain region, when a fire comes and hits a certain neighborhood, it's like, it doesn't matter. When these spirits start telling it's time to fucking pay up, and God wanted to protect you, God said, I told you to surrender it and let me move you forward so that I can take care of you, so that you'd be good, you know. And I'm telling you, they keep telling me to talk about the water. These people are somewhere where like they can't get, it's like, oh shit, I'm stuck. This is like lost. It's like, I'm so serious right now. So serious right now. So serious right now. I would really, really, really check in with yourself. And the first question to ask yourself is, am I somewhere right now that I really want to be? Because this isn't the time to be doing things out of fear. Exactly what I said. Bottom of the deck, page of wands. Where did you wander to? Because some of you, I tried to tell you, you don't even know what you're doing when you're flying and on the boats and you don't even know that you're doing spiritual shit. You're like you're changing timelines. You're going somewhere now, living out a different timeline right now. You don't even understand. And so this page of wands, got to be careful, because sometimes we need to be able to do the magic thing without having to like use magic. Don't actually just make it like a physical thing. Like, don't just like follow every whim you actually have, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna just go here, I'm gonna just go there, you know what I mean? Because like I can meditate on wanting to do my shit, you know, where I want to go, but also I need to be able to know when to release it and like let my, like, I could be a page of wands, but I don't have to like prove that. Like, I don't have to prove that it's like, yeah, I'm out, like I'm outside. I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Oof, be very careful. Be very careful. Let's see. All right, spirit. Yeah. This is such a weird message that I'm getting, and I'm just gonna say it because cards keep coming out in twos. It's like, for the timeline that surrendered, you're about to be restored. Like, you're gonna see you're in alignment with your soulmate. You are. And then there's like the timeline that didn't. You're like gonna be on some survivor shit. I've never had this message come out with like the Page of Cups, but this Page of Cups reminds me like his ship went overboard and he's like stuck on an island somewhere, and he's like trying to talk through a coconut to a fish, like, help. I'm getting like rescue vibes. I'm getting like, yeah, the Texas floods right now. Some of these niggas are like waiting on FEMA. This is like the niggas that are like, hey, what, our house flooded. I'm like, I'm on a door right now. Please come, helicopter. This is like, I need a helicopter, please. This is not even like funny. This type of destruction, some of y'all are in alignment too. Because it's gonna have to do with the Four of Pentacles, right? Are you actually clutching on to the material, or is your value internalized? Are you so valuable you would never do some out of alignment shit, or are you so forced on showing and clutching on to this dimension and to your stuff? Because I have a feeling that after today, there is like stuff. What is it gonna matter? It's just like the immediate awareness that it's like, this is like the survivor who's like, what the fuck? Like, we ended up on a desert island, like our fucking shipwrecked. Now we all are stuck here, and it doesn't even matter what I had, because I can't even access it anymore. This is someone, like I said, someone's like, please, like, does anybody have cell reception? I'm getting some fucking shit for some of this frequencies. This Sirius portal is like 2 different worlds. And I tried to tell you guys, certain places that have horrific karma, right, are getting collected on at this time. Because it's not just we're going to repeat a world war. The earth is now collecting karma now that it's ascended and wiping out certain grids unexpectedly. This isn't because someone dropped a bomb. I'm talking like the earth like is going to be reclaiming certain grids that need to be resurfaced. Like some of these old stale powers. So did you align? I'm telling you, look at the land you're on right now. What's the history of that land? You want to be very careful right now. I'm getting crazy vibes. 8 of Cups. It has to do with, could you leave it behind? Could you leave the old paradigm behind? Like, could you literally listen when God's like, dude, you can't just fucking keep living in this old paradigm where you steal people's consciousness. You can't, right? Oh, jeez. Because this Ace of Cups, the new water was coming down, and all you need to do is be downloaded. Like, this has been me and Dennis the last week and a half. We haven't done shit. We haven't even, like, since it's been raining too, we haven't even, like, gone outside, really. We've just kind of been in the, you know, letting the rain do it. You know, being respectful. Like, do it, girl. You know? I got a house that's not flooding right now. Do it, girl. Do what you need to do. Right? This is about knowing when to not, like, lift up and hurt yourself. Because what really hurts us, right? What is it that, like, really hurts us, for real? When we do the shit. When we do shit we don't want to do. You know? And I hate, because I feel like the message that's here is, like, doing something you didn't want to do this time around is going to show you something in a certain way where it's, like, it's going to show you how bad it feels. This is the moment that's supposed to bring people's feelings online. Because as soon as someone's stranded on an island after a shipwreck, they feel all the things they actually felt about, like, was this fucking vacation even worth it? Why did we didn't even do this, right? You would feel all that, right? You would feel pretty much just exactly how it feels to be like, when you make yourself do something obligatory, right? Obligation, like, for who? You know, because I think some of you guys aren't asking a deep enough question. Is like, who are you doing this for? For you? For you? Is what you're doing actually for you? Like, you know, seeing a lot of people right now just really, like, almost like burning the midnight oil. Like, they're going further and further into the old thing. Like, I don't know what happened, but y'all's little fucking summer plans are... I don't know, bro. I'm just giving this message right now. I'm just giving this message right now. I don't know, dude. This is crazy. This is crazy. He's just shit, and that's why he's being nasty. He's like rubbing his booty hole. That's why he just. You can smell it from a fucking mile away, you shitter. Don't even kind of come up on the watermelon with the booty hole frequencies. Yeah, yo, I don't usually give these types of fucking frequencies, but I'm just gonna let y'all know for real. That's what I'm hearing. It's definitely giving that exactly. Like that exactly. Like that. I'm getting so deeply that it's like, you're about to fucking find out. And this could be at a micro level and a macro level, but the point is you're gonna return back to the feeling, right? Remember I told you about empathy yesterday? I was like, dude, you gotta be fucking empathetic. Like, you really have to fucking have some fucking empathy. Like, you have to, like, really be thinking about what your experience is in, because some of you niggas are about to group yourself in with some of these fucking group experiences that are about to be destructive and, like, judgment, apocalyptic frequency, and I don't want to see nobody on no fucking desert island. Like, this is crazy. Because it's about to flip that quick. Would you believe me if I told you, like, in 20 seconds, when I see how bad it would be for misaligned bitches right now, I'm gonna be like, damn, I'm gonna stop calling myself homeless. I was like, I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm blessed, I'm doing what I want to do right now. Scary. What the fuck is going on? Yikes. Yeah. You should have fucking listened to the Empress who was like, bitch, you better fucking stay on the farm. You better stay at the fucking house. You should have stayed at the palace, bitch, because this shit, the lights are about to fucking get turned the fuck off. You're about to really start, like, grab your... because we're hermiting right now too. Like, I feel like this is the side of the coin. right? The crowning message is like the hermit. Okay, we're hermiting right now. Like, we were judging ourselves because we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're like, nothing's changing. Like, we're stuck here. Like, come on, Spirit. And I just deeply feel, I'm like, yeah, because Spirit knows if I had like $3, I'd be like fucking on the metro. I'd be gone. We'd be fucking out of here. We'd be like anywhere. We would literally be outside. So I feel like it's about, it is like actually to like not get us to do that, like specifically, as crazy as that sounds, right? Like, I feel like I'm really going to be reduced down to like why Spirit's had me hermit this Wednesday. And I feel it. I mean, look how fucking phenomenal I ended up. Like, as hard as like, bitch, we cry, we fight, we're like wounded, we're healing, we do all this shit. But it's like, me and them are just looking at each other like, but bitch, everybody's looking at us like, you guys look fucking healthy as shit. Like, nobody would look at us and be like, that's an unhealthy relationship. Because you can tell, like, you can look at people and like be like, oh, your body's like, da, 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 da. Like, you know, and they're like, oh, signs that a woman is like not feeling safe in her marriage. Like, nobody would look at me and think that. Right. Nobody. Like, maybe if you can like jump to being jealous of Dennis, like, then, or like jealous over me, like, then we're good. Then you know I'm in a healthy fucking relationship. You're mad because I don't, you know what I'm saying? But this hermit frequency is just like, some of y'all are about to put yourself in a fucking catastrophe where it's like you're gonna have to use the guide. Like, this is why I told y'all, I was like, I'm not gonna leave y'all alone, because I think you bitches are gonna be like, if you don't know who your star is, you don't know what gives you hope. Some of y'all are about to fight for your life. I'm not even shitting you. I'm like, some of y'all are about to fight for your life. And that star is gonna give you the hope to like the will to, bitch, this nigga was talking about, let me stop, I'm not gonna release your shit, but your will to survive. It's some of you, because some of y'all don't even have this. Some of y'all have never even met something that like lights your soul up, that would like make you stay alive, right? Like a kid or a fucking lover or like a fucking future potential, whatever, right? Some of y'all are about to be in some, I'm hearing like, help, like, oh, like, it's literally like what it's like. You know, so many people are living different experiences, right? Even with like the floods that are happening right now in Texas. Some people are in alignment to get their shit fucked up. Like, why is your shit floating down the river? Like, damn, God fucking ain't fucking with you. That's, yeah, the body count's like, they talking about body count is high. Like, 30 little girls missing at the camp. Like, damn, shit came and got you bitches. Bitches talking about they was at the campground and shit. Like, it's just gone, right? We don't gotta get into what the destruction is when you're misaligned. But remember I told you, like, being misaligned is always a shit pinata? Like, always? I really wanted to tell you guys 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I was like, listen, stop doing that shit you don't want to do. Because one day it's going to catch up to you at a planetary level where, like, doing shit you don't want to do means you just put yourself out of spiritual protection. But then what happens, I told you, it's like that. It's like going out with some lukewarm bitches, but then y'all got to, like, go through, like, a fucking zombie apocalypse together or some shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I didn't even want to go out with you niggas tonight. Now I got to rely on these loose-ass motherfuckers to, like, fucking survive on an island. It's just like, I don't know, y'all. And remember, the last time I told y'all God's bringing new water, the next day Texas is underwater. So just, yeah, this is happening everywhere. I think there's just this information of like, there are now consequences for being out of alignment. I just think in general, I'm not saying everybody's about to die, but I think in general, all of you who are going to be in these fear-based like group associations, you will all definitely leave that experience, if you're lucky enough to leave the experience being like, I could have gone without that. And that's why I'm giving this message right now. It's like, you would definitely feel, this is the type of frequency where it's like, you definitely would have been okay without that experience. You know? Because that literally, Scorpio moon, bro, that's what I was telling my husband. Like, we were going through something and I was like, dude, I really wish you just like didn't tell me. I wish I didn't know that. It was an experience that I wish I just didn't have. And I felt like Spirit was using that. Well, didn't feel like they used it, but I was able to repurpose it. I was like, I'm gonna come on because I feel like there's a message right now. It was a weird experience. And excuse me, eat a little banana. Yeah. And it's funny because this blue shirt, you can't tell for shit. This shit's old as shit. But this shirt used to be an Obama shirt. And this shirt, well, it wasn't even an Obama shirt. It was a fucking like union machinist. It used to say machinist for Obama. And I'm just letting you fucking motherfuckers know. The frequencies I'm getting,
The machinist, bro.
Some of yeah. Okay, let's see this outcome. And I feel like, so like I said, it's not all destruction. I just think it's a karmic thing. I think what some people are going to experience is just like disheveling, even if it's just deeply personal. Like even if like you did something you've always done and it just hurt the whole time through, like everything was messing up, everything was misaligned, everything was kind of just like hard, you know what I mean? This is like the vacation you go on and it was like, babe, somebody got food poisoning, you know, my friend was bitching the whole time, I got pregnant by some nigga, you know, it's like, it's the type of freaking where it's like, you know what, we didn't even need like it, you know. And I feel like this Empress is who this is like, you get what I'm saying? This is like deep shadow integration. Like this experience is going to deeply integrate your shadow. And you can get it as light as we just got it, which is like having a conversation on our bed as long as we needed to get to work through whatever had just popped up. But I'm telling you, like that, what came up between us could have happened literally anywhere, right? Like the conversation we were having. But it was the type of thing where it's like, because we were emotionally secure and like we're in our home and there's like, we're like just like hair tied, sweatpants, chilling in a makeup on. Like it didn't, you know what I'm saying? It was already so destabilizing. It could have been like way worse if we were just like not somewhere. We couldn't have dealt with what we needed to deal with like on the situation. And that's kind of just how I'm feeling. Like I'm just feeling like I mean, at the least, I don't want to prophesy nothing because there's a lot of crazy shit. Like I said, people are just gonna die. Like a lot of people are just going to die. Like being too fearful to like do something, because fear can manifest by even just like taking, because a lot of y'all are being, honestly, this is what colonization wanted, but like a lot of y'all are about to be sacrificed because some of y'all also like you think you're doing the earnest thing, right? Like you took over your dad's you know, butcher business, and so you've just been living in this city your whole, like you never questioned it, right? That shit, like, and then you you know, some natural disaster comes and it's like, what the fuck, I was always a decent guy. But like sometimes if you haven't awakened your spirit, you're not just here to do the fucking matrix that your parents passed you. So when I say having like love empowering you and awakening your soul, it would mean that like I'm not scared to not do what my parents do, or I'm not scared to leave this city that I was born in if it never resonated, or I'm not scared to like not go, you know, if no one's ever gone to college, I'm not scared to like go try that. If I, you know, so even down to those kind of decisions, like some people are being, I feel like, because again, you're gonna feel a lot of victim mentality coming from this experience, because again, Five of Pentacles can be really victim, like, oh, we just got locked down, like, because I'm getting like, if I could use something that happened like in 2020, this would be like, oh my god, I was on vacation, like, oh, speaking of, one of my best friends reminds me of Delaney when she got stuck in fucking wherever they went, where they went to fucking, my best friend and her boyfriend, no, they didn't go to Thailand, they went to fucking, starts with an S, Saipan. They went to Saipan. Because my best friend's like a fucking crazy proper double Sag, like right, like Sag, well, she was my best friend like growing up. So her and her partner, when we were like in 2020, like, well, not even just 2020, like after we graduated, like one of the things they decided to do together, which ideally like would be kind of a cool thing, right? Like, oh, she's like always really adventurous, so she was like, dude, we should just go be like towel boys on like a resort in Saipan. So there was like this deal where it's like, Americans, if you want to come work this, you basically just like get to live, room and board there, and then you like work, but then you get to be in Saipan. So she spent like the summer, like the year, she went for like, you know, a period of months, I guess, and then like COVID broke out, and so she like got stuck there with her boyfriend in Saipan, which was just like probably not the best experience, just because COVID, there's like there's like travel bans, so she couldn't like leave. And so like her work contract hadn't expired, but then it like all got kind of shit on because she went to a tourism spot in Saipan like as well. So it was like she was working on like a boat, like a country club, like inside, like a country club, I guess. And they were just telling me like, this is exactly what you might be experiencing. So like she went and did that, and like let me just tell you how it ended. Not only did that nigga break up with her, like she came back, they barely survived it, you know. And obviously that he had a lot of spiritual awakenings, because a situation like that made him like, because and the thing that's crazy is this was her boyfriend she had all 4 years of high school or college, right? And so what I'm getting is this like, the thing not only like awakened, like being trapped in this sort of apocalyptic space in a like foreign country, doing something that just probably just isn't really aligned, because again, that's a real Sagittarian thing to do. Like, oh, let's just fucking go to fucking somewhere misaligned, right? Fucking shoot that arrow, you know? And so they go do it. And then fucking the pandemic, and you know, there's shipping out. I think the worst part of the pandemic was just the fucking, nobody was prepared. Like, it's just like how it kind of caught everyone off guard. It's like that kind of, and that's what I mean. Like the globe is not set up for like hard news, like they're not set up for like a they're not set up for like a rapture or an apocalypse, because it's like the worst thing that would probably kill us all before we even got the news of what was going down is just like how freaked out people would become, you know, like how this is like not going to be a good. So they're literally telling me that she was like, she went to Saipan before anyone knew COVID was a thing. She's going to go, she's like, oh, this would be great because we'll just get room and board. We just get to basically like live on this like island for a little while, like after we had all graduated undergrad. And they go and they got stuck, and they were stuck for a while before they could even get a flight home. And then they finally get home, and everybody's like, oh, thank God you're safe. But it's like, you know, we were deep in the ball sack of fucking COVID-19, so it was, you know, whatever. And it's like that, you know? And then when she comes home, her partner also just like broke up with her too. It was like this long, it's like he also was like, he dumped her. And it was like, and she didn't, and the other thing, she didn't see that, she did not see that coming, like did not know that was gonna happen type of frequency. Because I'm telling you, it's like a long-term partner. So it's the kind of thing that I'm getting a lot of messages with that. Like they're, you know, sorry to land in the area business out. Nobody knows you, but anyways. But like I'm just saying. She'll fucking forgive me. Or she won't, fuck me, you know, whatever. But it's like, there's a lot of messages coming out with that, but it's like, this would be the thing that just gets you like straight into alignment of like what's really for you. Because even like people, even like long-term shit that you're just doing, like again, like some of y'all laugh at me and Dennis and whatever, but I'm like, please don't talk about our relationship, because we've almost died together many times, and there's nothing like almost dying with someone to tell you whether or not you really want to be around that someone. You know, they say that even like traveling, or even just like loose travel, people will let you know, fuck this bitch for life, like I can't do this shit with you, I would never, you know, like it just takes that kind of group experience. But that's definitely what the frequency of like this message is. It's like, okay, I just hope you're really ready, because like you're getting, just being misaligned at this time comes with consequences that I don't think any of us have ever thought about.
Yeah.
And it's because we can't be doing that. We can't be like not realizing, because age of Pisces, there was all this rhetoric that was like, you have a choice to obey God or not. This is that time where it's like, babes, no, you don't have a choice. Like the divine is like, now that Earth is ascended to the 5th dimension, like you don't have a choice. You need to be where I told you to be, because the divine has been busy making a fucking beautiful whole puzzle with all the fucking creatures of this earth and the fucking elements of this earth, right? And so many of you bitches you just do what you want, and that's why the picture's fucked up, you know? And so God's like, no, I need the perfect picture. And so if you're not doing and being where you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to really be with, because who are you hating on? You asked God, you wrote the script. Like, this isn't just like, oh, God's will. Like, you built your soulmates, your fucking family. Oh, you picked all these people. And God was like, okay, I'll stamp it. Great. Have fun. Go down that portal. And they let you go. So God's like, who the fuck are you fucking disobeying, bitch? You asked me to give you all this shit. What the fucky? It's like, it's like a lot. It's kind of like a lot. Not gonna lie. So thank you, Delaney, for being the spirit. Damn, bro. Goddamn. And it's crazy because I feel like this experience, I also feel like it's gonna be very quick. I feel like it's very sobering, because look at this future. It like puts people immediately in their fucking magician and the prophecy, because the whole point of it, it's not even a negative thing. Like if you have a negative experience somewhere right now, it's because you're not where you need to be. Like if some shit like fucking sucks right now, you're out of alignment. And we're not talking about like suck, like I'm in a bad mood because I'm like dealing or I'm healing. No, I mean like if the activities you're doing are like this like, fucking feels like, because it's retrograde season, you know what I mean? So if you're feeling like, you know, technology not working out, the bitches I'm with are loose, you know, I'm not feeling this ain't where I'm comfortable, you know, shit like that.
Yeah.
Because this is great news. This is what I'm telling you. This is the part where it's like the universe is about to course correct it. Because like I've been getting frequencies and I'm like, I'm mad close. But I know what's included in my highest, like I know what's on my prophecy. So like there's certain things that aren't here yet. So I'm like, God must really about to be like, record scratch freeze frame. Like I feel like this is the record scratch freeze frame of all record scratch freeze frame.
For sure.
Ass moments. Where it's like, nope, psych. Like if God doesn't kill you right now, they're gonna send you right where the fuck you need to be. No shade.
Yeah.
Magician the Sun? because you need to be manifesting prophecy. Like this is what God's trying to stop. Like no more manifesting stuff that you're just gonna have to have God come rescue. Because look, this is God sending rescue boats. Please, somebody, and they can only get you bitches evacuated. Some people are about to evacuate straight up. Straight up. Look at this. Look at this. Please, please.
Like, they say flood flash. I just got another flood flash warning for
Flood
tonight.
flash.
Flood flash. Yeah, they say tonight, bro.
The Mud Club tonight.
Yeah, type shit.
I need another piece of banana. Damn. I'm getting that. It's like, and nigga, look, only 2 people finna get saved. Like, you look at all these motherfuckers like, please, this is literally the Titanic. This is literally the Titanic when that shit fucking sank. And them niggas was on them doors. And remember Leonardo? He didn't even want to be alive. Like, the true thing is we should have gone back and looked for the signs that he was suicidal, because that nigga just was like,
yeah, he was
he didn't give a fuck. Nigga, get on the door. What? You don't gotta be chivalrous. It's not even chivalrous. It's like dumb. Big ass door. Big ass 10-foot door. Where he with a little bitch. Like, bitch, get your fucking 5'6" ass on this fucking door.
There's fucking room for you.
Plenty of room. You fucking on this bitch and you mean to tell me you can't lay on top of her real quick so you can both stay on this damn door? Like.
Yeah, just say you wanted to give up.
He wanted to die. He hated that bitch. He was closeted.
Yeah.
Jack. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Nigga rather kill himself than stay with that bitch. He was like, that's my way out. I'm out.
Yeah. It's my ride right here.
This is my ride, actually. He's like, no, Rose, you're good. You're good.
Just disappeared.
No, this is definitely that. They only have so many boats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the helicopter can only pick up so many bitches.
Right.
No shade. But do you know how different it is? Like, some of us are like, it's a bright, sunshiny day. And this shit is like, some of y'all are in the fucking grayest fucking shit ever. I don't know. Whatever. That's what I mean. It's the type of thing where there's not even enough rations. Now they're showing me like HEB's disaster relief. Like, damn, HEB ran out of tamales. Like, you're all like signing up because you like all lost your home or like the power's out. It's like, damn, by the time we got there, they had to send us away because there wasn't even enough food. And then you're gonna be sending messages in a bottle to your soulmate from the fucking island you're stuck on. This is crazy. Y'all gonna be like, Sting, message in a bottle. That's what you're gonna be like. Well, that's what you're gonna be like. I send an SOS. I hope that someone gets my. I hope that. What the fuck? I'm hearing like. I'm hearing like tiki. I'm seeing like some Survivor shit. Like, you guys are on. Y'all seen Lost? That's what it gives. Because you've kept your it's like, I think some of y'all know you're going further and further and further away from like your alignment.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna work this time.
Yeah. Because
God's like, I gave you something to cry about. Like, cry. Because like, you were yearning for these bitches at will. Like, it's like you have it's like, if Spirit's gonna give the karmic lessons, it's like, you could have made this happen. And then you chose to, like, you can't, the cognitive dissonance, this is the shit pinata storm. I told you guys, there's a death parade coming for cognitive dissonance. It's a very harsh lesson from the universe right now. It's a death parade though, right? Imagine if Spirit wants to teach you a lesson by like death being gambled. Okay, I'm about to tell y'all a story that I don't really talk about very often. It's another major trauma that really defined my life. I think there are like maybe 5 major like life-altering karmic traumas that I've gone through that like shaped who I was. So I'm gonna have to tell a story. Sorry, because this is pretty much what they're giving me. This is a very dark memory for me, so whatever. When I was 17, I told you guys, I used to like, I started working for South by Southwest when I was like 15, like illegally, like fudged my driver's license, because you basically like, you work the festival, you get a badge. And back in the day, every fucking local bitch knew, like, the badges were like $900. Like, and they're even more expensive now, but back then it was like $900 for a badge, like a platinum badge, so you get it, right? So I would always work like either film, like certain years depending on like what directors were like hot. Like if I was really tapped into, like, if there were certain years that were really good for film, I'd work the film. I'd work for film so I could like get a film badge, and then most years that I would do music, obviously. So This one year was extremely kismet, like extremely kismet. It's like a year where like all of my, like when I was a high schooler, obviously like I was, it's not obvious, it's like not necessarily obvious, but like for like some of my identity, like I was really cool, like loved the Odd Future guys, used to be like locked in with them, right? So I used to do a lot of whatever. Okay, so anyways, so this year during South by Southwest, it was like South by Southwest 2013. Yeah, I think it's 2013. And this is the year that super stoked about, because I'd worked. So also the way that it works when you work for South by, it's like a loyalty, it's like a rewards program. Like if you volunteer like consecutively, like you get better perks. So basically the way that it works is like you get entered in, it's like, oh, Alexis, like based on your performance, like working your shifts and like your whatever assigned venues and whatever, like the first year I do it, you kind of get like, you're gonna work like auditorium chores, which is like a general, like you're gonna do like ticketing at a club, right? Or you're gonna do line maneuver or like bathroom maneuver at like a big outdoor venue, right? So you get the kind of shitty general shit the first like few years you do it. So my third year, I think, working South by Southwest, is like my third or fourth year, and so I had a lot of senior privileges. So I at this point, like I know all my guys, and I got to pretty much pick like where I'd be working, which is like the privilege of doing it, because then you can like pick the places that always have like the littest shows. And so I know you guys have seen The Last Normal Day in My Hometown, which is a short film that's on the archive, and that was filmed at the Mohawk, which is just like this is where I was really excited, because I was gonna get to work at the Mohawk because it was my choice. It's like one of my favorite venues. It's like on the east side of Austin, anyways, whatever. So the Mohawk, I was pretty excited about working because I like got my top pick that year. So I was like, yay, I'm gonna be working on my shifts at the Mohawk. I'm so excited. And and me and my best friend Brett, who was like maybe like 4 years older than me, she was like 21 and I was like 17. I was 17. And so but she was like my best friend, and so we both like we had we volunteer together every year, so we always like, she was like my South by Southwest lover, like my South by Southwest like twin flame. Like every time, like we didn't really like kick it like any other time, but it was like when it came time to like work South by, like we just knew that's when we were gonna see each other, because we're gonna have like a kismet ass time, like just fucking around and right? So this is like 2013, I think 2013, yeah. So we're gonna work the Mohawk, blah blah blah, and I'm really excited because we have like a cool role. So like we're like the only two, and the Mohawk is like hard to do because they don't need that many volunteers, like staff members for South by, because it's like it's not a huge venue, so it's like they don't really need it. So me and her were the only ones working, so we were just lit. We had a really great year. And that year, speaking of Delaney, ironically, Delaney and my best friend Anna at the time were also volunteering, but they volunteered for film. So that year they had decided like, no, film's gonna be where it's at, and I was like, no, I feel like I should do music. My first mistake. All my bitches did film. I chose to do music that year. Talk about misalignment. There's a point to this story, I'm telling you. I chose to do music that year. Talk about misalignment. So I do it, and there was all these signs that this was going to be a really great idea, because that year all of Odd Future was like finally able to like all come out, and they all, not only did they come out as a collective, but they were also all going to be doing like individual shows. So people that I was cool back in the day, like Layla Steinberg, her son Naiku at the time was like a pre-teenager, and this is like Tupac's bestie manager, and she's also like Earl Sweatshirt's manager. So my guys were all going to be in the city, so we're really excited. It's a great, they're all having individual shows. It was just a good time, right? So I was really excited because like whatever, Tyler's there, everybody's there, right? Sid and everybody's there, like my guys. Okay, so we're all excited, we're all coordinating. This is good stuff. It's supposed to be, that's why I was like, yeah, I'll do music though, because they were like, no, we're doing film, and I was like, yeah, I do film, but I was like, but my team's coming into town. So like, and they all, like I said, South by is like one of those things that like you do it consecutively, but like after a while, like once you start like getting your footing, and like once OF started like having a following in like the southwestern region, like they were super, at this point they were like definitely like big in LA, like big in the West Coast frequency, but they weren't really like necessarily at that level of like national. They're just definitely not Flower Boy, okay? We're not there yet. We're definitely in the where they were, like the ramp up. This is like you had to actually be fucking listening to like the early fucking OF tapes. So, this is like very much at that time. So anyways, so I'm like, no, my team keeps coming into town, I'm gonna do music because I want to be able to get into their shit for free, right? Obviously. So I go to the Mohawk, I'm fine. So I kind of split off from my friends this one year, just because I really wanted to see these certain shows, because they were like dreamlike. I was like, I'm just so excited, I just don't know, like whatever, these are like once in a lifetime shows, and they were, but you'll see why it connects back to this message. So anyways, so I'll never forget this night as long as I live, but this is that night, this is the same year, and I'm sure if you guys were on Twitter back in the day, this is the year that Tyler got arrested like multiple times at South by because he was like inciting riots. It was that year. It's crazy karmic year. And so he, so anyways, so it was just like a lot of shit going on. But anyways, so there's this fateful night. It's like March, I don't even know what really the day was. You can go look this up. This is public news. So I am working the show. So it's like at the end of my work week, and one of the exciting things is like OF was like headlining the Mohawk, which you could go back and see. It's the one where my brother was like playing Liam Gallagher. Like it was the Shake Makers, the video. You saw it. Go watch it if you want to see the venue I'm talking about. So I'm super excited because it's like Friday, maybe Thursday or something, and they're the end of their week ends with this huge show at the Mohawk. That's why I was like, no, I'm not gonna miss it because I want to be with the guys. And so I had to work the show up until like midnight, and then I was gonna meet my best friends Delaney and Ann, who I could get in because they were just like their schedule was different because they worked film, so they could like they were free when I was like working. But I was with my bestie Brett, who's not a childhood friend. She's just like my South by friend. And so me and Brett are working our shift, and it's just me and her, and then like these guys are like big ass, thick ass bouncers, right? Let's call them Bill and Rick, okay? Let's call these guys, that's what we'll call them. But they're like your traditional, like white, big beard, like Duck Dynasty ass looking like club bouncers. And they actually just work for the venue like year round. So we had spent all week with them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I was doing so another big thing about Austin is like at night and during like South by, there are certain streets that are just turned into pedestrian streets. So like cars are not allowed to drive down them. So Red River and East 7th are, let's just say they're like two perpendicular streets that are completely blocked off during South by. So I was doing a lot of outdoor design about how we were going to make the line, because this show was like so massive. They expected it to be full capacity. I think capacity at the Mohawk is probably like 1,000 people at most. Like it's something, because it's got a pit, but then it's like a big bowl, but it's like really teensy. It's like tight pussy. It's like it's a little venue, but it's so nuts because it's like it's a cool fucking place. I just like shows there because it's just unique. Anyways, so it's probably like let's say it's like 1,000 people max capacity. So I had to like design what the like line configuration was going to be for how we were going to do this, because like the way that South by works is like basically there's priority system, so badges, wristbands, general admission. This Odd Future show happened to also have like tickets you could buy, but you definitely will get bumped in the back of the line if someone with a badge comes up. They just get to go in before you. So I was definitely having to work until midnight because it was like there were several like they were the headliners. Like OF was the headlining group. Before that, it was like a bunch of other bitches, right? So I was working up until all that, and then I was like, okay, Delaney and I'll meet you guys inside. They were there the whole show, but I was working outside, like in the front of the venue, literally with it, and doing the line. So I'm like configuring the line in the middle of this huge, long pedestrian street. So there's barricades for miles. Like no cars are coming down. It's just people walking, festivaling, doing the thing, right? But I'm doing the line, whatever. So I decided, I was like, no, we'll take the line and we'll do it in the front of in the street directly in front of the front doors of the venue, right? So I'm designing that and da-da-da-da. And I'm working my shift and it's really beautiful and everybody loves me, and like I said, I'm cool with the OF guys. We go back, so it doesn't matter. So like a lot of people are like, yo, we heard, is this where Tyler and them were playing? I'm like, yeah bro, it's worth it, you should stay. Like I'm like talking to all these people, I'm like, yo, like tonight, like the Mud Club tonight, like I'm telling you, like I was like, bro, tonight, crazy show, you guys are gonna want to come in here, you're gonna and they're like, yo, and they're like, oh yo, like thank you. And like I met so many people and they were like, dude, just because we talked to you, like we're gonna come back and we're gonna like come in, like we're gonna try to get tickets. I was like, yeah, it's worth it. Like they are doing general admission here, so like if it might be worth it to like stand in line if you want to, like if you really like OF enough, you should stay in line and like watch them, right? And they're like, yeah, we want to fucking do that shit, right? Okay, anyways, let's fast forward. So about 11:50 p.m. and I've worked my whole shift and everything is normal, blah 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 blah. And the biggest trauma that I've ever experienced in my life is that year there was an artist who was in town, and he had worked, or he didn't work, he just finished playing a show a little bit further east, and he was being chased by the police because he was like intoxicated. He was like inebriated actually, and I don't even know what the fuck you have to be on though, but he's like fleeing from the police basically. So we kind of get alerted. We don't get alerted, but this is what we ended up knowing was happening. So this guy, this like black dude who's like this like rapper guy, he's just like a small artist. I mean, there's millions of artists in town at this point. Back in the day, it was for South by, so he's just like some random artist that's in town doing a show. He leaves his show, he ends up getting chased by the police. This is what I fucking hate about the cops. Like, why are we chasing? Because it's just dangerous. Like at this point, it's like, I get these niggas are about to get away, but like we can't actually be like 90 mile per hour like police chase, just because I mean any fucking fidgety, you know what I mean? So allegedly they're just like conducting this police chase after this guy. And so obviously he's from out of town, so he doesn't like know, but he starts to take his little white sedan and he's like fleeing from the cops. At this point, they had been chasing him for like several miles. And so this guy is getting up to like 98 miles per hour, some shit, right? Crazy shit. So he ends up, not accidentally, he busts through the barricades a mile or two down Red River, and he's now flying down this pedestrian street through the festival of walking people. This drunk man, this drunk artist is like driving 90 miles an hour straight towards the Capitol, mind you, okay? Because like Austin's like pretty much just a square. So he's driving, because the police are chasing him, straight through, and he's just busting through. You know those fucking barricades they put downtown, like the fucking big plastic, they're like walls. But he's like driving through wall after wall after wall. And you like kind of hear something, and it happens in a flash. But I am standing on the curb. My entire line is, at this point, because the show has been going on for like 2 or 3 hours, we had a bunch of people who were waiting in line per my suggestion, because I was like, oh, it'll be worth it, you'll be able to get in there by midnight for sure, you know. So there's like 300 plus people standing in the line that I just created and like designed, and this car comes from 90 plus miles an hour and plows through right in front of me, 300 people, and in a flash 300 bodies fly up in the air, and this man goes, and it's just like and I have never seen a more horrific. It's the type of thing where I'm on the curb, like I'm walking back and forth, I'm like scanning people and then walking through the door. So me dying should have happened. Like I had been, like the only reason I was spared is because I'm like on the curb and these people are just like directly in the street waiting in the line, like in the, you know the fucking club like ropes that they use to like build lines. So they're all sitting in line, and this car plows through them and goes straight down. And it is the most, it's like a fucking horrible movie I don't want to watch. It's like I'm watching just bodies fly up in the air. I've never seen something like this before. I've never seen people get hit by a car before, let alone 300 people at one time, let alone almost me, right? So me, my best friend Brett, and the 2 bouncers are standing here, and like you don't even understand what kind of grief and pain and suffering you're experiencing. So this man just goes for like, hits all of these bodies, hits all of these barricades, and like just keeps driving. And I have never seen so many people with broken limbs. Like people's clothes flew off, people were cut open. And I'm like in a jean jacket, my fucking South by like employee like staff shirt, you know. And like immediately when it happens, it's like really traumatic because like the show is going on and nobody knew what happened. Like nobody stopped, like nobody knew that someone had just like, it's basically like a terrorist attack. Like nobody knew that like somebody just like drove through like this crowd of people. And so immediately I'm just seeing bodies hit the floor and people are running for their life. Like people's legs are broken, people are bleeding, they're like freaking the fuck out, people are dead, and they're and like odd features like behind is like a hellscape. Like it's like I literally hear like as Tyler's like, what the fuck is up? It's like, and then like all of a sudden like, so like I just immediately ran to the street because I saw this woman. She had a huge slit and like her whole blouse was just open and her whole chest was just wide open, and like we have to like call paramedics, but like it's like no, it's like we don't even know what's happening. And so I just run to the street and I take off my jean jacket and I'm like putting like stopping her, like her blood is just like flowing. And I'm 17 when this happened to me, so I have no idea. I shouldn't even be downtown. I'm not over 21. Like I shouldn't even like really be in this experience at all. And like it was just like the most, like imagine the most like horrific unfolding. And I don't think anyone will ever know how horrific it was. Like the only 4 people that know how fucking brutal that was were me, my best friend Brett, and the 2 bouncers that I was working with, because we saw it. We were 2 feet away from a car and just blowing and decimating everyone. And the guilt and the shame and the pain that I felt, because there was this black couple from Houston that had came up to me like, 4 hours prior, and they were like, yo, we just came in town, like we've always heard about South by, we didn't know shit about it, like what is it? And so I started like making this report with them, and they were so sweet. It was like this couple, it's a black guy from like, they both went to like U of H or something, and I'm 17, so they're like probably like 22, 20, and they were just the sweetest people. And after the car like hits everybody, everyone is panicking and screaming and like freaking out and like doesn't know what the fuck to do and like doesn't know what the fuck just happened. Like we didn't know, like I didn't know that it's a drunk driver. I just see a white car driving through fucking Red River, which doesn't happen on a fucking regular weeknight. It's like we don't even know what just happened, but I've never seen, like, this car doesn't stop. It just accelerates through bodies. Like this man just straight through everyone. And so the girl from the couple that I had spoken to that was from Houston, that was like, they literally stayed at the show and were waiting in line because I told them like, yo, this would be a worth it one to stay at. She like runs up to me after the impact and she's like, I can't find my boyfriend. And he like ended up being one of the people who passed. And I had just spoken to him. It took me a really long time to not feel responsible for that experience, and just watching her realize that he's like not alive anymore, and like just like that kind of feeling where it's like they weren't even gonna do this. And that's what I mean, like spirits are like showing me that it's like they weren't even gonna, like, they were like, oh shit, we don't even know what's going on, we're just trying to see like what's up. So all of this to say, you can understand the calamity. It was just like it was a shit pinata. Like the show gets like cut off. It's like, and we're trying not to start like a terrorist level response because we don't even have answers. We don't know what's going on. Most important thing is like there are dead bodies, dead people, like broken people are bleeding out. Like people just got hit by a car going 90 miles an hour in a crowd, like bowling pins. I mean, I've never seen people's bodies like fly up in the air like 30 feet. Like I've never seen this shit. And after this experience, like it was a fucking, you can guess how that night ended up for me. But I stopped everything. I didn't talk for like 3 or 4 months. People just like come over and I was numb. I didn't like that I didn't go back to school. Like I really took a lot for me to recover. It's crazy because that same day I had also kismetly got to hang out with like my guys. So like it was like at the poll of that day was like, we were at Whole Foods and I ended up just like hanging out with all the OF guys. We were at like Whole Foods just hanging out for hours. And then like we were all gonna go back to the show because I was like, oh, I'm like working y'all's like headlining show tonight. They're like, great, we'll like hang out there. So it was like one of the days where it's like my best day of my life, but then also like immediately ended being like the most like horrific day I've like ever experienced in my life. And I guess I had to say all of that because, finally like, and so I didn't recover from that well at all, and I had a lot of trauma. Like I couldn't be like any black man with dreads that looked like the guy, and like it just took a lot. Like us in the club, like those people became family. We like the police, like we had to work with the police. It was just like so much. We were like the only witnesses for a lot of things. Like we just had to like emergency respond, and it was that kind of thing. Where it's like these are like, it was me and these two like Duck Dynasty ass guys and like my friend Brett, and like we're just like two like hipsters, and so like we ended up just becoming family just because we were trying to like save people's like life, and we don't even know what the fuck to do. And like, so anyways, that's what I mean, that kind of thing taught me about alignment. And it was really hard because my mom, I told you, Sagittarius, I've been in the clubs way too young, been in the streets for a long time, and one of the things that my parents had a huge argument that night about was like, because everybody like, and my best friends were inside, and it was fucked up. It was like one of those experiences where like it was like the world split because stop, dude, the fucking shit. But like the world split because the people inside were like, it was like just dystopian. Like people are like bleeding out, dying. I'm like fucking trying to like save lives until the paramedics get there, and then like you literally are hearing like fucking orange juice playing. The fuck, it was horrible. It was like horrible. It's the type. It was hell on earth. It was really like the most horrific experience I've ever experienced. Truly it was. Okay, so sharing that because you didn't know, life was not easy for me, but I learned a very big lesson about alignment and listening to my own intuition, and I spent many years after that experience scared to death about life, and just that kind of stuff will really, but I've just never seen dead bodies. I've never, I don't hope anyone ever sees. I've never seen people get hit by a car, let alone 300. I've also never seen 300 people get hit by a car because I told them to stand in the street. So you have to understand, I was having like a lot of trauma. Like it took me a lot of years of intensive therapy to like actually like be like, it is not your fault that a drunk driver decided to be insane, you know, like getting behind the wheel. And because, you know, usually because we were all just so confused because usually you're drunk, you like hit one thing, but he like it was a high-speed chase and he just busted through like 15 barricades, like was driving down for a long time and then just kept going to, so I don't know what he was really on. Guy gets booked up, it's a whole shit pinata, but yeah, I had a lot of trauma from that, really I did. And I say all this to say, you might be thinking, I'm gonna go see OF. I'm gonna go turn up. I'm about to go hang out with my guys, you know. I'm about to go see my whole team. That was all my 17-year-old self I couldn't believe it. I thought I was so fucking blessed. I thought I was so lucky. And that was one of those moments in life that like really like turned me into understanding like the spiritual nature of things, you know. And we gotta get out of the age of Pisces, and we can't idolize people. We can't just like be unconscious and think of ourselves as just fans for other people or like just audience members for other people, because you think I'm saying this shit because I'm a hater or I don't like to have fun or I don't like, no nigga, I've seen life, death, and the afterlife, and it's horrible when you feel like it's your fault because you were misaligned. And one of the things my dad got in one of the worst arguments with my mom, he was like, why the fuck is she downtown midnight, no supervision? My mom's like, fuck off. And her take was like, this could have happened at HEB, okay? So just call it. I don't need this right now. She's just trying to. They're freaking out. But my dad's whole thing was like about the alignment of it all. He's like, I hate that you fucking divorced me and took these kids because you got my fucking kids doing fucking shit there. Shit's not aligned to, you know? And so it was just horrible for me. Really, it was. It was really horrible. One of the worst things I think I've ever gone. Definitely the worst thing. I mean, you're talking like fucking tragedy. Yeah, it's like the worst thing I've ever gone through. But yeah, Alexis Taylor was actually one of the 4 eyewitnesses of like what happened. Me, yeah. The police were like fucking interviewing us. Yeah. So it was a horrible experience. But they told me to share that with you because it is that serious. You know, you can be thinking that things don't have a spiritual significance, right? Like, your choices are just like, because at that time I was just, you know, and when I look at what happened all these years later, like I don't rock with, like, you know, the guys have aged kind of like curdled milk a little bit, you know. I'm nowhere near the same level of like, you know, fan, because I mean OF has obviously like transitioned through so many iterations, you know. Obviously the group isn't even like together, it's like whatever, but yeah, that was what happened to me at 17. And it was, it was just hard. It was just like fucking hard experience. And I just had a lot of mistrust for people. I just like still don't understand why someone would like, you know, get behind a wheel and like do something like that to innocent people. It took a long time for me to not blame myself though. Really it did. Because I mean literally I was like, no, I literally told those people to stand there and they're dead now. So yeah. So I learned a lot about my power and about myself, you know, but I say all of that to say that like, I know sometimes we don't think it's like, you know, we think we have more time to like, yeah, I'll align, you know, I'll do, you know, whatever. But sometimes the universe, you know, the little signs, even I'm sure if I look back, maybe there could have been signs, you know. I think the genuine sign is like, I used to idolize those guys, and like now in my adult life, I'm like, no, it wouldn't be happening. Like I don't think of them the way that I did when I was 17, you know, mostly because I like know them well now, but like also just like, I mean, yeah, I don't, you know, I'm not like a fucking kid who's like, yes, like my celebrity, I'm gonna run it straight, be crazy, like, you know what I mean? And when I kind of told you guys about how we have to like evolve some of these spaces because we can't have people just like freaking out and screaming over you and like risking their lives for you and doing weird shit for you just because you're like an artist or because you're like a celebrity, you know what I mean? Like that paradigm is done because like I know you guys feel it as if you are somebody who's like an artist. You feel how it's like, yeah, I know you love my shit, but like this is that transition, you know, where it's like, you know, no one needs to be thinking like, even if you like something, like, you know, we're human to human. It's not like slave to fucking Messiah, you know? And so I got a wake up call about that through time. I think that like, you know, I can kind of see where, you know, I'm definitely like, I can't say it was misaligned. I think it was an awakening. It's hard. I think to be a psychic that reaches as many people as I do, I have to hold a lot of fucked up experiences. And so I think that's like kind of why like I just went through a lot of fucked up shit in my life, to be honest with you. Because, I mean, I have to be able to, like, hold y'all's pain, you know what I mean? By holding my own. But yeah, it was just, like, another painful experience where it's, like, technically I felt, like, low-key, like, 1 degree away from, like, I felt like I should be booked for murder. I just felt responsible. I did. You know, and that's, people are like, oh, this is obviously ridiculous. Like, people make lines all the time. Like, people work the fucking door all the time. Like, anybody can do that shit. But, you know, I felt responsible. And, yeah, so I want to say this message, and I want to get this out so that you guys know that, like, the reason God is doing some of this stuff so that you can really just move towards your prophecy. Because I realize now that instead of, like, being up under some artist, I ended up, look at me now, I am an artist, you know, I am the artist, I am someone that I listen to, you know, I listen to my own music, I listen to my own art. But those kinds of things awaken me, you know, to realize that I have my own prophecy. I don't have to, like, fucking drool over somebody else, you know? And you can support and love and be excited. I'm not saying that, like I said, but there's a lot of, like, reformation that has to happen, you know, in some of these spaces, you know, because we can't just, like, kind of do the, like, perform at people thing anymore, you know. But yeah, I got that wake-up call in 2013, and it, like, it changed my life. It's like, it was not chill. It was not cool. It was not fun. It was horrible. It would not, again, I've never even seen Hollywood movies this bad, let alone, but, like, the way your fucking nervous system will feel when it's, like, the car's blowing up and it's not actually, like, a Hollywood prop. It's not, like, a stunt double. It's, like, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for me to, like, deal with. And again, my dad was just like, she's fucking 17, Wanda. It's like, Sherman, like, just, like, give her a minute. Like, it was not good. But yeah, I went mute for, like, 3 months. I didn't speak to anybody. I didn't eat. I didn't, like, do anything. I was, like, vegetative. Like, after I saw it, I was like, I just didn't move. Like, I literally stayed in my mom's bed. Like, I couldn't be alone. Like, people would just come and, like, pray over me because I was, like, numb. Like, yeah. So, like I said, I don't want to see anybody get done like that. You know what I mean? I really don't. So when I just talk about, you won't find yourself in those situations, but, you know, really know that at this time when there's, like, heavier, dicier astrology like there is, like, the fear-based shit can really get you. And one of the things I have to take accountability for is, like, Odd Future. Let me just tell you, they were fucking mobilizing fear. Their fucking whole root MO was like, kill people, burn shit, fuck school, rape bitches. Like, let's be honest, okay? These niggas tried to fucking duck and shuck, and that's why I don't fucking have any respect for Tyler anymore, because, like, I mean, nigga, really? Nigga, you know what your shit used to be like, and we used to listen to it, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't no fucking Flower Boy fucking shit, okay? Wasn't no fucking Chromacopia, okay? Okay, so, you know, we've seen some things, you know, but, you know, my team knows, listen, it is what it is, but it was a horrible situation. Learned a lot, you know, learned a lot about messaging, learned a lot about the spells that I was speaking, because that year I should have known better. I mean, Odd Future was getting fucked up by the police for, like, starting riots, because their music literally would just start, like, riots, because it was just, like, rage music. It was, like, rage bait before rage bait was, like, rage bait. Shit we were listening to, the OF tapes are cray, babes. You cannot revisit a single nigga's fucking discography, except for maybe, like, Mellow Hype, you know, love my guys, but, like, other than that, you can't really revisit the discography. You can't really, you can't do. Maybe Damo. Yeah, actually, definitely. We can listen to Red Corolla, but we can't listen to nothing else, you know? It is what it is, you know? And I learned that, you know? I learned, like, what I idolize and, like, what what is really, like, high vibrational and, like, what is, like, low vibrational and what just curious. Because they really attracted that at their show. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. That's that little fucking side story about that, because I had to tell the truth about, like, what I felt like this was kind of talking about, you know, where it's kind of just like, dude, I just feel like some of y'all don't want to have the universe do you like Alexis Taylor got done in 2013. You don't. Yeah. It took me a long time to recover. I didn't, you know, and that's kind of, you know, I know you guys think I have, like, low quality productions because I do everything from a fucking phone because I'm homeless, but, like, that's why, like, going back and, like, having that show for my film, The Last Normal Day in My Hometown, it was, like, really important because I had to really, like, I didn't even go downtown for years, you know. I had to really, like, heal, and so going back to the Mohawk for my brother's show, it was just, like, it was big for us because Mohawk's hard, you know, if you're local, you know, but, you know, it was just, like, beautiful because I hadn't been there in years, and it just has a lot of trauma for me. Like, it's like, it was somewhere, like, I can't really just, like, I couldn't walk by. No, not after you watch 300 people, like, broken necks, broken arms. No, you don't recover from something like that. No. So, Page of Pentacles is the current disposition, and I feel likey. Yeah, it's got to do with this King of Wands frequency. Sorry, I'm just like, sorry. So I'm really holding space. I share that experience just to kind of give you guys general updates about, like, just especially during these retrograding periods right now, like, just the collapse is not a joke. So just really think deeply, like, you know, because again, I made it through that situation. You know, I was even protected. Like, the guilt that I also had was like, why was I not standing in the street? I felt like I should have been hit because I literally just was like on the curb right when it happened, and I'm just like walking back and forth, like scanning people and walking them, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it felt like it should have been me. I felt like I didn't know why I was spared, and obviously I know now it's because, like, I gotta be here, y'all. Like, all of you needed me here. Like, the alignment, like my higher self. Like, I really, yeah. So just really be connected with your higher self, and like, if you've never, like, make a different choice. You know, like, if you. Because it's just at this time, I don't want you to be upset or freaked out that, like, what? God let me go through that? Like, you've never been through something like that. Because I never in a million years thought that was going to be my story. I never thought that was going to happen to me. Like, ever. Like, I never thought that was going to happen to me. I didn't think that was going to happen to anyone. This shit was fucking scary. And it was even scarier because, like, people right behind us inside of this outdoor venue did not know what was happening. So that's what I mean, like, the splitting of the world, it's gonna be that. It's like one block is having you guys know this, one block could be like a completely different universe, another block over, like, you know, it happens all the time. Somebody loses their life on a street corner while somebody across the street is having a baby, and another person is having sex, and another person is going to get ice cream, and, you know, it happens all the time. You know, and so I really want you to take seriously your alignment, because I have to tell the parts of that where I had to be accountable, right? Like, I'm going to see Odd Future, so, like, guess what's funny? That they created a pretty odd future for all their fucking fans, because the future was looking pretty odd after I'm fucking watching niggas dead in the street, but I digress. So, you know, just know that. Just know, like, you know, everything is literal in terms of spirit, like, you know, so just align yourself with high vibrational things, truly, and truly follow your heart, and truly think about the high view of things, and truly think about how sometimes the divine really wants to, like, redirect you. Like, it doesn't want to fucking hurt you, it just wants to, like, protect you from things, because you don't know. Like, I didn't know that man was gonna fucking be on whatever fucking drugs, crack, whatever the fuck he was on, to drive through that much in a sedan and, like, keep going, you know, heartlessly. But you know, you can't control that. And, like, so sometimes when I, like, warn you guys, it's not like just me trying to be controlling or trying to, like, titillate you guys. I'm like, just be very careful about where you're aligned to, like, straight up. Like, just because I've had that trauma where it was like, that was fucked up, you know. And remember I told you, it was like, it's the type of thing where it's like, I was like calling my mom, it was like chaos. It was just like, that situation was not going to be cleaned up easily at all. It was just not going to get cleaned up easily. And it was like, I'm like calling my mom, and she can't even get to me. Like, it's like closed, everything closed. Like, it was horrible. I had to walk like 5 miles back to the Statesman, back to the Congress bridge. It was like, I was just numb. Me and my best friends, like, we leave, we're just like screaming and crying. I'm dripping in blood. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. Everybody's just like dispersed because we thought it was like fucking terrorist attack. We thought we were fucking, I didn't know. I've never heard that sound or seen that. And it's like, it sucks because I don't know how many years it's gonna take. I can close my eyes and see it again and again and again. That vision will never go away. So just want to hold more accountability. Just want to share that story, because I am fucking, this is probably 11 years ago, 12 years ago at this point, but yeah, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to go through, for sure. You probably even, I don't even want to pity myself, people lost their lives, you know, it wasn't a joke. So can't say it was the hardest for me, but I'm grateful for my life. And I definitely took that experience to just be like, I should really care about, like, following my heart and, like, just being a little higher vibrational than, like, what I was, you know? And, like, not just being so, like, just, like, let's just be rambunctious and, like, fuck off, like, fucking, yeah, because I used to be that kind of kid, you know? Yeah, like, fucking whatever. And, yeah, so now I learned to be just as crazy, but not so fucking satanic, you know what I mean? So, let's finish this reading. Let's see if I think I can do this. Oh, my sweet baby. Oh, Maximilian. I was like, but you're fucking hurting me. I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. And I just feel like this is your desire. This is what I'm getting. You're away from your desire. Do you see how they're, like, in 2 different climates? You get what I'm saying? Like, King of Wands wants the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is over here like, I'm Page of Pentacles. I'm in my value. I'm, like, here. Woohoo. King of Wands is, like, looking from a distance, you know? So, sorry. Let's keep going and wrap this guy up. We're already hitting the hour 20 mark. you see something? King of Wands just came out. Whoa. Whoa, ski. Whoa, ski. And perhaps it's this message that helps this King of Wands see even clearer. Like, you're not just, you think you're a page of pentacles. You think you're asking for a little. And this King of Wands is like, no, babes, you are the queen of, you have way more value, you know. And again, I guess maybe the whole point is like, I'm not trying to prophesy that for anyone else. I just use that to say like, alignment is very serious. It really is. That is the weirdest thing that has ever happened in my city. Like, that doesn't even like, that was like, it was news. It was like national news, global news. South by is like a global festival. It's like, it's never happened like that. They've never had that like type of shit. It's like not that old of a festival, like less than 40 years old, but it's like first year was 1987. So it's not even 40 years yet, you know. And you know, so they're just like very hard for the city and very like whatever. Yeah, and so maybe that's what I'm transmuting right now. If my message can help one person think about how they're lying to themselves about what they're doing, because look, this is in the fear, this literally Seven of Swords came up in the fear space. So like literally like you mobilizing your fear. Like if you're ruled by fear and you can't like speak up for yourself or advocate, like if you feel bad feelings, like don't go out. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like if you like don't let anybody pressure you. Don't like let things be obligatory. Because at this time the astrology is so crazy that like the divine temperance is gonna have to do it. So like if I'm temperance right now and I had to just pour out the waters and like tell you guys about it, I'd rather tell you my story preemptively so you know, because like the 7/7 portal is like huge. You know, the cap full moon is huge. Maybe this is something that I can help you guys really think about, because this cap full moon is gonna have a lot of that frequency, especially as soon as Uranus goes into Gemini. That's like World War III frequencies, straight up. So I just, maybe I'm being asked to like say this stuff if it can help you guys really just like, you know, take seriously. It does happen to people, like shit like that, you know. I mean, Jesus, like that is like the worst thing. Cause I'm just like a concert. It's like just feels so not that serious, but it was way too serious. That whole experience was like way too fucking serious for me. So, you know, it took a lot of divinity to help me heal from that. Like I can't just be ruled by fear. I can't just be like listening to shit that's like spreading fear and propaganda. I can't, you know, and I learned a lesson about that, you know. I really did, because some of these people have demonic frequencies in them and they actually are gonna just like get you aligned to fucking crazy shit, you know. So when I talk about clean media, when I talk about making art that's higher vibrational, that's like actually good for people to like consume instead of trash talk, you know. Wow, this is so beautiful. I just think this whole experience is gonna really help you go at the end of the day. It's like, I'm here. I think the biggest PSA for this message is like, alignment has consequences. You know, alignment does like have, you know, it matters, you know, and that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that I don't hope for anything. I don't hope we're repeating World War. I don't even want for people who are in the old world to like suffer. I don't want to see anyone suffer. But I am just trying to give you, this is me being a psychic to let you know, like, have fun responsibly, but like do the things that actually feel like fun to you. And that you can be proud of, that different versions of you can be proud of too. Because like when I look back, I'm like, girl, I don't listen to that shit no more. What the fuck? But you know, but I think that's kind of the whole point of me giving the PSA. You know, one, so that you guys can know that like, yeah, there's a lot of experiences in my life that like really inform why I do the work that I do now. You know, so you also don't think I'm just like a bitch who's always like raging and screaming and shit. Like, but I just feel like the outcome for it is like, you're gonna know that you know. I feel like I'm producing like this world where I'm like, listen, I'm going to tell you what you're creating when you're aligning with all these things, because at this point it's about your intention, you know, because the outcome looks beautiful, right? It looks like, you know, what's going to happen, because again, I see in the near future, it was like, it's this, the prophecy. But I think I'm telling you this because if maybe you didn't have the courage to stand up for, like, maybe this is why I'm getting it out on the 6th. Like, maybe it's not tonight that's what's happening, but it's like, that's what's coming in this lunation, because we got the full moon in like 5 days. So within this next week, like, if I can have you do less things that are fear driven and more just like moving from what you love, I've done my job. And I'm glad I shared that trauma from the wisdom of it, you know. Like I said, it took me a long time with that one, but I do want to just get this out so that you can be very discerning during this week and during this transition and just during the remainder of your summer. I want you to enjoy your summer. I want you to like really be happy. And if you are where you want to be, like, that's amazing, and like do that for sure. And you know, this really helped reground me that, like, you know, as much as I can play victim, like, I'm very happy with where I am. I'm like, you know, I'm even though like obviously there's circumstances that are hard, but for the most part, like I you know, I got like the people that I can't have, I got right here. And I really, you know, I want to stay grounded in that, because I remember sometimes like, you can feel like it's all about just seeing the world and doing this and doing that and da 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 da. and like whatever. But at the same time, like sometimes, you know, it is just about making sure that we're not just doing the thing that people would want to do. Like, you know, they feel like a lot of people travel or like go places or like hang out with certain people because it like makes them think that like this is what people would desire, like, right, you would want to be in this vacation, you'd want to be here. And I try to show that transparently on the studio, where it's like, dude, I can take a fucking B&B, you know, that ain't much, and just, it's about the vibe, it's about who you're aligned to, and that's what makes something look and feel so fun, you know, to be an experience. You know, I'm not really impressed with the fucking summer fucking frequencies that y'all are on that are fucking, that look like a shit pinata, you know what I mean? And so another thing that I want to say is like, honor your feelings this week too, you know what I mean? Like, really just like hold space for like, if you know, like maybe don't go out if you know that you're still carrying like, you know, this serious portal that we're in right now is like maybe triggering up certain things, you know, or just be lighter on yourself with work, or like reduce your workload. I would just say that like during this week, it's a good time. This would be a good week where it's like, if you can look ahead and say that there's some things I know I probably won't have the capacity for, I would definitely suggest like just letting that be, and just being okay with being to yourself, and like really knowing that like when I'm gonna create a celebration or like a party, or when I'm gonna go out and like do the thing and have fun in the summertime, like really be intentional about what you're creating and who you're creating it with, you know, because not everybody can give you your prophecy. I think that's what people are gonna learn with this, is like not everything, it like there is no general. And I think this whole collapse or this experience that I'm like making sure to give you guys a heads up about, like I don't want to see anybody get like got by this experience, is just because it's like not everybody will give you the vision you have in your head. Like some of, again, that's kind of what we and Dennis were dealing with under the Scorpio moon, which is like you can't project, like if I'm what makes you happy, right, you can't be like projecting my qualities onto some other thing and think that that thing's actually going to give you what the root of what you want is, which is like my energy, right? And it's kind of like, that's what this message, like, excuse me, I'm like all snotty because that shit sucks, but that's kind of what this gives, is like, you know, when you're planning like who you want to celebrate your life with, I think everyone knows at this point deep in their spirit like who they really want to celebrate life with, like who, you know, what would actually be celebration. But like just doing something fun, general fun, oh no, isn't really like, isn't actually, sorry y'all, isn't actually the way, because there's no such thing as like general fun. Again, it's just like Air Mattress Chronicles. Yeah, it's just like you gotta fucking, yeah, whatever. So please be responsible this week. It's an intense astrology. I know a lot of you don't know a lot about astrology, but just take it seriously. The best advice I can tell you, you have your divine protection. Like I was even protected in a lot of ways. I just know like some things do, like if you're moving off of fear, you might find that in these, like in this week between now and the full moon, which is like 5 days from now, as it's growing, like fear, like the alignment, you might see yourself getting aligned to things. So if you feel like you're getting swayed or pushed or moved somewhere, just check your vibration and check what your like attention is on. Because if your attention is just on like pleasing, people pleasing, or like whatever, like you just want to be careful, because like you are where you are, but you just, you know, people pleasing would have a consequence this week, especially with this Uranus movement. It's like it's an intense time, and I just don't want you guys to get caught up. Not my stew. I don't want my stew, because my stew actually listens to me. Like fuck the rest of these bitches, they don't listen. But my stew does listen, and I don't want you guys to get caught up in something that I don't like. Kind of like me, like bitch, I would have been so good off that experience. Like meeting none of them niggas are worth meeting. Thank you so much. None of them were worth that. Truly. Like people I'm not even listening to anymore. No. Fuck, even if I did fucking listen to it, like no. It's not. And I just don't want you guys to have that experience, because the experience is going to immediately be like, that was not worth it. That experience wasn't worth it. But it's also going to make you immediately be like, I should have really just been with what I want. It's gonna really make you know, like the only option moving forward is to build a world with like my actual team, what actually resonates with me, like what I actually want. So I love you guys so much. I wish you a very safe week ahead. I will be laying low. I would always suggest, if you have time to just like let 24 hours pass, I would really suggest like let the fucking day go. You know, sometimes when I get like really upset about how my life is turning out, I just remember, I'm like, dude, just fucking take a nap, or just something, just get through the day. Like just maybe just don't even focus on like what you can't get done, because like sometimes these days aren't worth it, and I don't want any of you to have like a day that's like just not that serious. It's like kind of a fucking benign ass day, and then all of a sudden it's like became a day of trauma. You know what I mean? Like I'm just putting that out there. Like that day became like the worst day. I couldn't go back to South by for years. I couldn't do a lot of shit for years, dude. You know, it was hard. It was really hard to recover from that. So, but I did learn my lesson about just like, I can't actually be attracted to demons at the same time either. That was hard, because they'll have me aligned to the wrong shit, you know? Shouldn't have been at that show, but you live and you learn. So, I don't know. whatever, but alignment really matters, and misalignment does come with like certain consequences. Even if you feel like they're light, you never know like later in your life how you might feel about how you put yourself out of misalignment. So I'm always living and healing. There's a lot of things in my life that I have to like check in with and like heal from every day, because I struggled with trust. It's hard for me. You guys want to know why I'm always alone? Because I fucking don't trust anybody. I don't trust these fucking motherfuckers. You know, I wanted to stab that guy. You don't understand. So I love you guys. Have a very wonderful, safe summer. A week ahead. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I'm not like going anywhere. I just want to give you guys this heads up because I feel like this message just kind of came out. Max like made me talk about it. So just really think about your alignment and you'll be good, you know. But if you ever do feel like hesitant or you feel like there's just too much, this is just here's what I say. Do not with the group thing. Don't let a group sway you to do anything right now. It's not worth your life. The group thought is not worth your life. I will truly say that. It's just not, you know, because the consequences right now are truly death. I know I'm always like giggling about death, but like you could fuck around and lose your life for real. Because I almost did, straight up, just for doing what everybody was doing, wanting to be at the show that everybody was going to be at, and then like promoting people to go to a show that I felt, dude, I had to take karma for that. I had to deal with that. Like I told these people to stay here at this venue, and they should have just been anywhere else. They would have been better off at a bar instead of dead. So I'm not even kidding. Like it's not light. So just really understand that group thought right now does not always necessarily have your best interest at heart. You have your best interest at heart. So just really slow yourself down, no matter what is on your plate, no matter what's coming up in the coming weeks. Like know that you are loved, and definitely like also just like make sure you're good with your like, just, you know, especially if you do know you're kind of like in a cycle where you're like misaligned stuff, like just know you have your evacuation plan ready, like in terms of like energetically leaving the space, you know, just be, because the astrology is crazy. Okay, it is a little bit crazy for people who are in like the old world, and I just don't want anybody in the studio to be like connected to like nothing. Like I love you guys too much. So all right, that was a little heavy, but what the fuck else is new? Just don't say I didn't ever try to put my life on the line to make sure y'all are good, because I really try. Okay.